We're heading to Koh Tao, a small island on the western shore of the Gulf of Thailand known for its incredible scuba diving. Having dived a few times before on holiday, it's always been a goal of ours to get our open water qualifications, and what better place than the warm tropical waters of Thailand. Known for its diverse coral reefs and sea life, we'll be spending as much time as we can underwater.
We had a nap, a short one. Hopefully it's just enough to get us through to the night. But we're heading to the diving school now that our hostel recommended so we can book our scuba diving. So we just sorted out all our scuba diving. It's 9,900 baht each for a SSI open water diver course. We're not too sure of the difference between the SSI and the PADI, so we don't think there's any difference, but if anybody knows anything, let us know. We have to be back at 8:45 tomorrow, and then we're gonna go do a bunch of theory and things. We have got some homework to do tonight, so probably going to head back and make a start on that now because it's a lot of reading, she said. This morning we are headed to our dive school because we've got our very first diving lesson. We did our homework last night, which was a bit of reading and then a quiz after each topic, which we both passed, so that's a good start. And then today I think we're doing some theory and then maybe 1 or 2 pool dives, but we're not too sure yet, so we'll find out. And then we've got another lesson tomorrow and then one on the next day. I don't know what day it is, but we'll find out.
It's so funny that we haven't known what day it is since about May, when we started traveling.
We've just finished our first lesson. We spent the first few hours in the pool, getting to know all the equipment, learning a few basic techniques and things. And then the second half, we did some theory where he just ran over what we learned in the online course. And then tomorrow we get to go and actually do a couple of dives in the afternoon, so that's exciting. Also got some very nice tan lines from the wetsuit. So we went back to our hostel, we chilled by the pool for a bit. We did some of our reading, but probably not as much as we need to because now we've still got loads left to do this evening. But we're actually on our way to a beach cleanup which is run by our diving school, and then they're putting a movie on afterwards. So. The beach cleanup last night was so good, but the beach was surprisingly clean, so there was only like tiny bits of plastic and things to pick up, which I guess is a good thing. But then we went back to the diving school and they put on a documentary called Last Breath, which is basically the story of how commercial diving can go incredibly wrong. We're like, maybe that wasn't the best thing we could be watching the day before we were about to go out on a boat and do our first like real scuba dive. But anyway, they're like, oh, don't worry, it's commercial diving, not recreational diving. So we're like, okay. So today for our course, we're going to go and do the last half of our theory, and then we actually do get to go out and do some scuba diving. So that's so exciting.
Morning. So we skipped forward to day 3 because for all of yesterday we were doing our theory and then we did 2 dives in the water. But because we were learning, we weren't really in a position to film anything. So we don't have anything really to show you from yesterday.
Anyway, it's 6 a.m. We're up bright and early because we're going on a morning dive. So we've got 2 dives today, and then we'll officially be certified for open water diving. Yay! So the diving school that we went to works with a videographer and she's amazing. So that's how we managed to get some footage. And they do this like viewing party thing. So everyone gathers around 6 o'clock, they show it on their big screen. It's really cool. So massive, massive thank you to Big Blue Diving, to Alvaro, and then to Amelie, who helped us get all the footage. Today we're walking to a beach called Shark Bay so we can go snorkeling, because I read it's the best place to see sea turtles in Koh Tao, and it's always been a dream to swim with sea turtles, so I'm very excited. So we actually ended up getting a taxi car here. It was 800 baht for the 2 of us for a return. So the driver's going to come back here and pick us up at about 5 o'clock. But we do have his number in case we want to come back earlier or come back a bit later or whatever. But on the way, we stopped at the dive school that we got our qualifications at, And the person who took us diving yesterday actually told us about some other spots that are really good for snorkeling. So she said there's a place where you can see black tip reef sharks, and there's another one and it has this really cool like swim around thing. So hopefully we can check out at least one of those other sites. We got to see a turtle. At first he was like at the bottom eating, and then he surfaced and swam for a bit to get some air. It was really funny because he just like pops his head out of the water and then just goes back down. Now we're heading to the next beach where hopefully we'll see a black tip reef shark. At the second beach we went to, we saw black-tipped reef sharks, and they were just like immediately as soon as we got in the water. Like you didn't even have to go far into the sea to see them. They were literally just right there on the beach swimming around. It's actually so cool to see. I wouldn't recommend doing what we did and paying for a taxi down there and then walking to the next beach, because that walk is killer. It's literally all uphill. I was dead. I looked like a tomato at the end of it. And we've also seen around that you can do snorkeling tours. We saw them come in and out of the bay that we were in. So I think they're about 750 baht each, but you get 5 different snorkeling sites, and that's one of them. And then I think they take you to go see the turtles, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But that just seems like a much better deal than what we did. But never mind. Overall, we had a really good day. We're going to a ladyboy cabaret show. Could be fun.